how can we continue to build rebuild Haiti, because it's a continuous effort to do. It's not going to happen overnight or even a year later.
But
So
it's going to need the help of others.
absolutely. And not only that, you just saw the wonderful video clip of the legendary Haiti singer and humanitarian. Miss Lovely, why don't you introduce our guest who's on the phone?
Carole Demesmin, how are you? Do we have you on the
I'm
phone?
fine. Yes, I'm on the phone.
Okay.
And I'd like to thank you all for taking this time on behalf of all the Haitians. I'd like to thank you for taking this time for Haiti.
Absolutely.
Thank
No,
you.
thank you for taking
for
the
allowing
opportunity.
us to have you on the show. Such honor, such honor.
Thank you.
Carole, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and what were you around when that effects happened in Haiti?
As a matter of fact, I was supposed to be in Haiti. If I was in Haiti, I will not be talking to you guys today. For some reason, it was not meant to be, and I changed my schedule completely. Instead of being in Haiti, I decided to stop in Florida with my son.
Right.
And if I was in Haiti, my hometown, that's where the earthquake really was.
Okay.
So my hometown called Leogan is completely destroyed.
Oh, wow.
Completely.
Oh, wow.
I lost so many friends, so many members, my family members, friends, people that was under the camp for at least, 2-3 weeks. And you're listening to their voice until they stop screaming. That's when they were dead. And that's the kind of pain that I'm going through. It is very painful for me because at the same time, Leogan for me, it's really home. This is where I was planning to go back and start working with other Haitians, start building up other artists, start doing a lot of cultural things. I was ready to go back, and everything is stopped.
Okay.
Because of the situation, the way that thing is. And myself, I'm not completely healed of it, to tell you the truth. Today is a very, very sad day. I'm thinking of all the people that I knew that's no longer there, that the day that I have to face it and go there, and I won't be seeing them. And economically, I don't think this is a situation that I could handle as an artist by myself. Even if I was a multimillionaire, my money won't be enough for all those millions of people suffering in Haiti.
Such
it is
pain.
sad. It is sad
It
at
is.
the same time because there is a political game around it. It is very sad because there is a lot of people. This is why, to all of you that have the opportunity to listen to me, I am the voice of those that die, that went too early, that died too early.
Right.
I'm talking on their behalf. I'm asking the world, please do not play the political game. Those are humans. Those are little children. That is the future of Haiti. The future of Haiti is all those children that doesn't have a mother, that doesn't have a father, that cannot eat, that cannot play like children should play. And on behalf of those little ones, I'm asking the world, do not play the game of that political game. Do not play it. Those are human beings.
Right. Definitely.
Wow.
You heard it from Carole. Touching.
With all that said, I know your music is the voice and the inspiration of Haiti. Especially, when they wake up, they hear your voice. When they go to bed, they hear your voice. What can we do as a world that is not in Haiti, who don't have the opportunity to listen to your music on a daily basis to get us through the struggle? How can they contribute and to continue to keep Haiti being rebuilt?
Right.
What are your thoughts of that?
My thought is there is a few organizations that is really working there. I think it's to know exactly where you're putting your money for Haiti.
Right.
Because some organizations, they are international. That means When you give your money, you don't give it just for Haiti. You give it to an organization like the Red Cross, for example. The money doesn't go only for Haiti. So
Right.
I don't think a lot of people understood that part. So that's mean I think there's a lot of organization. Myself, I am trying so hard, if we have a chance again to talk, to sit probably, even if I have to come there, but I won't come around now because the snow is too much for me.
Right.
I will come and sit with you guys and see everybody that wants to help. What is the organization working? I will go there, sit with those organizations and see exactly what they're doing. Come up with a plan. The plan needs to be something made by every organization working for Haiti. The problem is so huge. It's not a little problem of 3,000 people or 5,000 people. We're talking about millions. So therefore, this is something that needs a lot of attention, a lot of planification. It's not something that people could just, oh, okay, I'm going to help Haiti, and you bring food.
Right.
People eat every day, and there is 365 days. So how do you go to Haiti with a little food? You give food for a week, and you feel good. You feed someone for a week. What about the rest of the year?
That's right.
Some organizations take a group of people that they know they've been supporting, and they took money and they go with that money and help the little group. Haiti has done that for years, a little group. We cannot be a group. We are a nation, a black nation. We are a nation that came from, from our ancestors. We are African descendants. So we are a nation where those Africans decided to make a nation of the island of Santo Domingo, which is the island of Haiti. And this island, since the days where we taught the world the touch of freedom, the beauty of freedom, since that day we've been paying for teaching others what freedom is all about. And it's time for Haiti to stand up. It's time for every black people to be one, the children of Africa.
Right.
It's time for us not to believe I'm Haitian. This problem is not my problem. No, every black people, we're on the same boat. If the boat is sinking, we are all sinking.
You're absolutely right.
That's what I think we are in this corner. This is the crossing road. We need to cross it together.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Together,
We need to
unity.
stand up
we
right
all
now.
need to be involved, and you're right. It's not just something that is just one day or 7 days. It's far and beyond. It's still going on. We need to all be involved and come together to try to rebuild, not only materialistic wise, but emotionally. It's a tragedy, and I feel your pain even a year later.
Yeah, because you know the other thing, when we have a tragedy, for example, let's take Louisiana. The tragedy of Louisiana happened, but after a few months, they have doctors, they have people to help the ones that were in pain, or the artists came with their own money, they invested to put a few people in a house, to give a little help to some people, even though they're still struggling. But there was a system there.
Right.
Haiti does not have that. I'm thinking of those kids in 24 hours, even if they were poor, even if they came from the ghetto of Haiti. But mom and dad used to go out and find the food and bring it.
Right.
In 24 hours, that kid cannot see mom anymore. That kid is looking, doesn't know. Some people came and picked them up. We don't even know. I don't have a government in Haiti that could trace any one of the kids that left Haiti. Those are children of Haiti that probably Haiti will never see again. Do they know what happened to those kids? Do they know where they go? Could we take care of 250,000 children without mothers and fathers in Haiti? Nobody's talking about the truth. Nobody's talking about the reality of the country. Nobody is looking about the future of the country.
Right.
That's my pain. Because right now, I'm not trained anymore. What can I give more to Haiti?
Right.
How much could I give? Probably I'll be alive for 20 years. I could probably save a few kids for 20 years. But what else could I do? This is a government situation. This is an international situation.
It is.
The international, instead of writing beautiful speech for these poor people, it was supposed to organize themselves and see what they could do for Haiti. If they're doing something, this is a time where they should sit together and decide what they are going to do.
Right.
If they want to take the country, they want to govern Haiti, because it seems like I have nobody that could take any responsibility of a country. If nobody can't, they should look at least what does Haiti have from outside. There is a lot of Haitians that went to university, to college, that went to school, that is capable of helping their country. But at the same time, they don't want to get involved in any kind of situation. I think this is what the international should have done. It's to look what's outside, what's left of those people. And this is why I said to everybody that wants to help Haiti, please look exactly where you're putting your money before helping.
Yeah.
Yes.
I agree.
That's very important. It's very important.
I agree.
wow.
And I want to say that I feel your passion for the generation and being the mother of Haiti for what they deemed you, the ambassador of music out there. I can see why you have a real pure heart.
Absolutely. And for so many years. Not just
30
overnight.
years.
30
For
years.
30 years.
Oh, wow. God bless you. God
Thank you.
bless you.
I'm touched right now. The
I
only
am
question
too.
that I really have is left for you is
She pretty much.
she pretty much nailed it all down in
Yeah,
one conversation.
Everything.
I just want to commend you and give you an applause here at Real
Yes,
Talk
yes.
because not too many
Thank
people
you.
are willing to speak the truth and speak the truth from the heart.
That's
And I
right.
felt every word that you said, and it touched me to say that I know what we're doing here at Real Talk is in February we're going to be doing the Haiti, the Road to Change. It's going to be a
Right,
series that I'm producing along with another fellow couple of my colleagues who are also very deep into rebuilding of Haiti and not making sure that we're just donating $8 or $10 and walking away. That this is an
Exactly.
ongoing
Do more.
situation.
We gotta do more.
So I would love to speak with you more about that to see how we can incorporate
yeah.
your passion and see, you can maybe guide us to the
Guide
right
us
organization to be
Where we
able to
need go
contribute
with our help in.
the proceeds for this series that we're going to be doing. We're going to start it in February, God willing. So that's our plan.
That's definitely, I'm with you. I think you mean well. And I think on behalf of all the Haitians, we really thank you so much for this opportunity that you give us today to talk. Like I said, I was talking on behalf of those that died. And
Absolutely.
died a little bit too early. So I was talking on behalf of the children that doesn't know what their future is all about, that doesn't even understand the word future yet.
Right.
I'm talking on their behalf because, like I said, I don't know how many years I had left myself. And the way that I'm living, the way that my eyes will be closed, looking at an Haiti that I don't know. Because that Haiti, I don't know that Haiti. I was a child that was happy at home, that has a culture that was so rich, so beautiful. This is why I am who I am today, that I'm talking to you. That's because I was built up by parents that helped me, that taught me how to love Haiti, how to be Haitian. Because like I said to everyone sometimes, being Haitian or being an American, for example, you're not born American, you became one. It's the little things that you're doing as a child, the way that you eat your cheeseburger, McDonald's, all the things that you're doing in America as a child, that's going to make you an American because you became in a culture of a way of living that you became used to.
Right.
That makes you, when you go to another country, you say, well, this is not the way I eat in the morning.
Absolutely.
You started to, this is what a culture is. In Haiti also, we have that culture. We have that sense of living. In Haiti, everything is different because this is the island. This is the land of the free. Because that's what Haiti was about. I don't know if you know that there was a president of Haiti. At the time, a slave cannot have anything here. And they bought a lot of black people as them. If they wanted freedom, they will buy their freedom. They give them paper land to live with their children. They were Americans that they came here from. And some of them said, you know what, the way things is going, I'm taking my chance with that country that already knows what freedom is all about.
Nice.
This is the land where I came from. This is the land called Haiti. This is the country that today the children of Haiti is sleeping in mud. They've been raped by other people. This is the country that we're talking about today. The country that taught the world what freedom is.
And what's interesting, I want to say something that touched me when you said earlier about coming from the African descent and being black. I grew up in Pennsylvania, and all I knew growing up that there was black, white, and Spanish.
Right.
I didn't know the difference between that there was Haitian, there was Cape Verdean. I didn't know until I actually went to Boston at 18. And I was brought that education to me that, because they was like, well, they're Haitian and they're Cape Verdean. All I saw was black.
That's right.
And I think we need to go back to that. You're absolutely right. This is beyond Haiti. This is about bringing it back to our ancestors as a culture. Haiti is, again, like you said, stemmed from Africa.
Right.
And it tends to be that blacks stick more together than, pretty much like Haitians, and just same thing with the Latino race. Let me use that as an analogy. You have Mexicans that stick together, you got Puerto Ricans that stick together, Dominicans that stick together. If we stuck together as Hispanics, period, it would be so much of a stronger of a voice instead of, kind of migrating to different sections. And that brought me back to that when you said that. If Haitians, Cape Verdeans, black, African American blacks, all blacks, whites, Spanish.
Black, period.
Exactly.
We are black, period. It's either you're black or you're white.
That's
so
right.
We are black as a nation because as soon as you're black, you came somehow in the motherland called Africa.
Amen.
Can't change that. Cannot change that. You need to understand it. But at the same time, we are very well educated today. Black people has a system of school that kills them as black. The system that we do not have our own school, where our children started to believe in themselves, started to look at themselves. Do not have to straighten your hair. Don't try to be something that you're not. You're hurting